the APC Publicity Secretary for Edo State, Barrister Peter Wadiaye, and who is looking very calm, like there's nothing happening. He looks very relaxed, and the campaign's kick off today. So we want to know the secrets. Good day, sir.
Good morning, listeners at home. Good morning, Nigerians. The reason why we are calm, like I said in the intro, is because APC as a party is founded on good and formidable organization. It's a party that is robustly built along intellectual lines. Everything we do, we have people who takes care of it without any blemish. What we do is that we incorporate all the integral parts that will make whatever we are doing a success. Like today's event, we've been on it for some days now, believing very strongly that what we are going to do today is to capture the minds of the Benin's, telling them what the APC has in stock to offer if we come on board come September 2024. We have an array of intellectually mobile people who are designed in human nature to do things differently from the ordinary way people see things. We have, in Edo State, for instance, we have a government that has been insensitive to the yearnings and aspirations of our people. All Edo persons, including ourselves, we are crying, asking that the APC should come and do things like they did in the time of Adams Oshomole. We had government last when Oshomole was here as our governor, because all the legacies that the man bequeathed to people has been eroded by the very insensitive government of Obaseki. So today we are happy that we're having our national chairman who is coming to do a wonderful job by inaugurating the National Campaign Council of our great party that would snowball into active campaign of objectivity, campaign built on programs and not on violence. We have our roadmap, the 5-point agenda of our incoming government is what we are going to let the Edo people have as a package so that they can compare with what is presently going on in Edo State. I can take it to the bank. APC is here to take over government. The Edo people are asking that we come do it in a way that is going to enhance the image of Edo. A situation where a sitting governor will have issues with virtually everybody in the state, including our royal father. That doesn't bed well as Edo. That we are not known for that. That's not our identity. The identity of an average Edo man is that of humility, loyalty to constituted authority, dedication to things that would give positive impact on human existence. That's what we are known for, and not violence and not insensitivity like is being experienced here in Edo today. Okay. So I would say that Edo people should be happy that what they've asked for, we are ready to give them.
So we're looking at the fact that the current governor, if I'm not mistaken, he got to become a governor on the platform of the APC, and now he cross-carpeted later on to the People's Democratic Party. And was that a mistake?
Well, let me tell you this. In his first coming, our leader, our national leader, thought, human beings, when you don't give them power or an opportunity to exhibit what they have in stock, you won't know what the stuff they are made of. In 2016, when he was to come on board, the Edo people saw Oshomole as the lead role, and that whoever he presents to us as a candidate that he's supporting with all his heart will be someone that will do as he has done. But APC saw in his first 4 years that the manifesto of the party that he was given to implement, he completely abandoned and engaged in trivialities that never really bred well with Edo people. Particularly, it was an insult to us. And the national chairman of our great party then, who saw that, yes, he should be, it was a mistake. First and foremost, he fought our leader, ensured that he never continued as the national chairman of our party. He didn't stop at that. There were juicy positions that would have changed the narrative in Edo. For instance, the chairman of NDDC and our person, the Right Honorable His Excellency Dr. Odubu, was, meant to take that position. But he fought all of this and we never got anything. And even the national revenue that was accruing to the state, he couldn't even manage. And APC as a party saw that as an insult. And even our national leader came out to say, well, I never knew that the man I thought would do or enhance on what I have done is going to give us this kind of negativities. So, and that was why he was kicked out of our party then. And he went to seek refuge in PDP. And PDP today can tell the story better. That the person they accepted has come to destroy their party for them. So it has to do with who Obaseki is as a person, not minding the fact that he started with us. And because we mean well for Edo people that time, and we still mean well for them now, that we said, no, we can't have this kind of person as our own representative of the party. That was why collaboratively, everything put together, we looked at him holistically and whether to allow him to continue if you have the change of attitude. But we believe that habit hardly dies. So that was why we kicked him out. And now, that 4 years was a mistake on our part, and which we are ready now to correct as a party. And that is why we are saying we want to put in government a man who has been tested, who is trusted, who has impacted on his people, even in his locality, and that we believe that that will snowball into the entire state. And that is the person of Senator Monday Akpakomiza Okpewolo. The young man, before he even became a senator, has been doing wonderfully for the Edo Central. Not only his place of birth, the entire Edo Central. And the few months he has spent as a senator, I tell you, apart from himself and our national leader, the senator representing Edo North, they are the two senators in Edo that have made us believe that the senator should be elected to represent his people. The man has done well, that giving him the ticket wasn't difficult for us a decision to take. So we believe that he will bring to bear in governance those qualities he has resonated within Edo Central. We believe he will bring it to bear in the entire state.
Oh, great. Interesting. So I was also thinking, I wanted to ask, what are you guys going to do differently to convince the people? And this is sequel to the previous question, because the previous question had to do with the fact that the current governor, who you guys have a problem with, came on board the platform of the All Progressives Congress. So what are you going to do differently to convince the people of Edo State that this is the right person? And when you come on board, what are some strategies? What are some of those things you promise the people of the state that you are going to do? I think earlier you made mention of manifesto of what. So also on this current, on this campaign, what are the manifestos and what exactly do you intend to achieve when you get into power?
Like I told you earlier, APC is founded on very well articulated manifesto. We are going to embark on our campaign on issue-based, not, like I said, violence and all of that. We are going to tell the people what we have in stock. First and foremost, if you walk around Benin City today, you will see that there is a high level of insecurity. That's number one. And no economy thrives in an atmosphere of insecurity. The first challenge we are going to tackle as a party is to ensure that there is abundant security. Because if you give our people that secure environment to operate, I can tell you that Edo people are very industrious. They hardly depend on government. The little things they depend on government for is just the basic amenities. Everything about them is self-made. An average Edo person is a self-made person, a proud self-made person. When you give them the environment to operate, they will definitely give you the best. So we're going to ensure that the issue of security is tackled. And once that is tackled head on, frontally, we'll have a very ambience environment to operate. Then from there, we'll look at the basics. A government that could sacrifice education, which is the bedrock of development, for trivial economic gains, personal economic gains, not even a state economic gains, personal economic gain. That government doesn't mean well for us. I tell you, our library was a model. Other state governors came here to borrow it from Edo to replicate such model in their states. The governor came up, destroyed it for no just cause, because he wants to make personal gains. So we are going to tackle education headlong. The Edo best that he's preaching here now is a conduit pipe to pull our resources away, our patrimony away from Edo. We're going to tackle education the way it ought to, because the peculiarity of our environment will determine the kind of educational pursuit you will make. The man in the village, for instance, where there is no electricity and all of that, we are schooled in the village. You must give them that which befits them, that will make the environment impactful on education. Then those who are in the cosmopolitan area also know how to handle them. We are going to critically examine holistically the environment that education will flourish. Then again, health. It takes a heady man to do things rightly. We have seen that our central hospital has been demolished. I grew up to meet the central hospital. Hospital has been there for over 8 years. You woke up one morning and destroyed it without any corresponding hospital built to replace. So, and we are aware too that several loans have been obtained by government to build cottage hospitals in our 18 local government. We are going to visit that issue and ensure that the money taken is equipped and will be judiciously used to ensure that cottage hospitals are provided to our people's doorsteps in their various villages. Then again, coming to the real economy, we've seen so many markets being destroyed here in Edo under this guise of building a modern market for them. But we never knew that the governor was just deceiving the people with all of that. We're going to give the market women that kind of a befitting environment, core market, where they can get their goods and services sold to individuals and make profit. Then again, infrastructurally, when it rains in Benin, you have been seeing it in the news, you hardly move. The good roads we have in Edo today were built by Ogbemudia and our comrade governor. The one that is now being said to have been built by the present governor are things that in the next 3 weeks they are washed away. We are going to tackle infrastructure. Infrastructure is a key component, or is going to be a key component of our government, so that we can live in an environment where if you need to access your house when it rains, you can easily get there. When the woman in the village wants to bring their produce to the market, they can easily do that. The teacher can wake up in the morning under a very good movement, get to where he's to teach and all of that, the civil servant, will get the best. I tell you today, we have inquired, and the available evidence we have is that the Edo State government, since 2016, has casualized our civil servants. Over 75% of our civil servants today are casual workers. What that portends is that the civil service, in quote now, the civil servants that are pensionable are not up to 30%. The one that the government said they have, employed, they are casual workers that they can be asked to go home just like that without anything to take to their family. We're going to look at that aspect of Edo State, because when you say you can pay 70,000 minimum wage, you look back at how many of our civil servants earn that 70,000. The casual workers in Edo does not earn 70,000. We still have workers in Edo that earn 30,000, that earn 35,000. So how do you manage? How do you take that as a governor that mean well for our people? You said you're giving somebody an appointment, and you say, "Oh, I can't staff you." Since 2016 till now, how many years is that? About 8 years. How can you have a worker you employed for 8 years is still a casual worker? It means that the man is just there at the mercy of the governor. He can be asked to go home tomorrow without anything to fall back to. So these are some of the areas that we're going to look at when we come on board. And that is why in our campaign today, we let the people know that the cries and pains, the anguish that they are passing through today, in all of these I have mentioned, we are coming to correct them. And because we are a government that we are going to form a government that will be sensitive to the cries of the people, apart from the ones I have mentioned, we are going to have a listening ears to the cries of our people, so that whatever they come up with, we'll look at it, we evaluate it, and the government will attack it frontally with a view to giving them the best they desire.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we just heard from the State Publicity Secretary, Barrister Peter. And well, we still have other people to talk to and get to find out what are the plans of the All Progressives Congress towards the people of Edo State if elected into power. It's a pleasure having you, sir.
Thank you very much. And I want to assure the Edo people that their cries will soon come to an end. Amen. Come September 21st, we are asking them, please do us this. Do yourself and Edo people the favor of having a man that will come and give you the best, to give you that sense of identity that you have as an Edo person, to give you the best you will get from government, so that together we'll make Edo great again.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome to the event.
Thank you very much.
I want to know how you feel about this event today.
I'm just coming. I've not gone inside, so I won't know how it is. But I know it's going to be a great one, certainly. I'm Dr. A.K. Saidu. I'm the Director of Muslim Organizations in APC Campaign Council. And we have mobilized our members to this place. And it's part of the activities we are going to carry out in this assignment. By the grace of God, we are going to have APC forming the government of Edo State. There's no doubt about that.
We have a two-time Honorable Commissioner in the state, Honorable Omorode Osifo, and also the APC Deputy National Treasurer. I mean, it's a house filled up with a lot of people, both at the local, state, and federal level. So we have a lot of people here who are saying that APC needs to get back to power in Edo State because things are not the way they used to be. And I should tell you something before you see your face. She's like the most beautiful woman I've seen today.
Thank
Good morning,
you.
Mom. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Yeah. So basically, why is this election so important, most especially to women this time around?
Well, this election is very important to us women of Edo State because since our comrade governor Adams Osomole, who used to empower women, left as governor of Edo State, and the other governor took over, Governor Obaseki, the women of Edo State have never had it good. And we see in Senator Monday Okpebolo, the Messiah that God has sent to liberate the women of Edo State. Yeah. He's a passionate man. He's a man that, he has the interest of everybody, including the women at heart. He lost his sister while he was growing up, through to bad water. And because of that, he started investing and spending money on boreholes, giving people water so that they won't die, providing health care. Even before he became a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, he has been helping, the community, helping women, giving women for their child care and all that, different health facilities to women, So we see in him a man that is going to empower us. We see in him a man that is going to move the women of Edo State to the next level. And when you see such a man, why don't we all go out to support him? That's why the women are all hell-bent on making sure he becomes the next governor of Edo State, because they have seen that he's going to make life better for us. The mothers now, they care about their children. The life is going to be good for us, going to be good for our children. He's interested in our children having education. He's interested in the healthcare of us women. He's interested in providing us with good roads, transport to take us around, So many, providing money for young ladies to start up the businesses and help them move their businesses forward. He comes from a background that is not so well to do. So he has felt the pain of not having. So he wants to make everybody comfortable, happy, So, and he's an action man. He doesn't talk too much, quiet, but he knows what he's doing.
Okay, like what I used to tell people, Okpebolo, him, is not a talkative. He's a man of action. So, and the people of Edo State has come out here, APC, to show that Okpebolo is the man to beat.
Okay, right now we have the Deputy State Women Leader, Hajia Memuna Momodu, right here with us. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Same here.
So, one thing I've come to observe about all of you is that you look stress-free. What's the secret?
Well, as you know, when you have done your homework, there's less tension. And you believe in yourself, you know where you are going, you will always pursue, your eye will always be on the ball, and there will be no stress. So there will be no tension.
So the elections are by the corner.
Yes.
Tell us exactly why should the people of Edo State vote the All Progressives Congress?
Well, the people should vote for us because when Adams Osomole was the governor of the state, he was under APC, and they saw the wonderful work he did for every part of the state. Though unfortunately we had thought that we would build on that, but it's never worked out that way. But you know that when you realize you've made a mistake, there is always good to correct what you've done. So we have something that we have shown before, and we are now telling them, this person we are going to bring now, he has done something even when he was not even a senator. So based on that, there's an adage in my place that says, show me what you have done, not what you are going to do. So with the present candidate we have, there's so much to show what he has done, even before he became a senator. So that tells you that he understands the pain of our people, and is somebody that is down to earth. He has, he came from a humble beginning, so he understands the pain of a common man. And so for us, we have looked at all the other candidates, we felt that is the best for us. There's something that we will build upon, and then God willing, we'll come back to where we used to be before, when we had our national and a leader who was the governor of this state.
Okay, so in your manifesto, being someone who represents women,
yes,
your manifesto, what are the plans for women, children, the girl child, and all of that? And of course, let's talk about trafficking in persons. lots of times we have issues. Of course, Edo State is a focal point when it comes to trafficking in women. So, what are your plans?
Like you rightly mentioned, when they talk of human trafficking, the first state they always mention is Edo State. But I tell you that if we have things to engage our women, the girl child, that person will not be deceived to say, come, let us take you abroad, there's job there, only for them to be pushed into prostitution. So if we have the adequate education, we have skill acquisition centers everywhere, because I believe these days it's not just enough to go to school and believing that you are going to get a white collar job. I believe using these hands can turn around your life. You'll be useful to yourself, you'll be useful to other people. So if they have the adequate skill, nobody will deceive them to say, let me take you to Italy, take you elsewhere, you are going to make so much money. And at the end of the day, when they get there, all that they were told, they are all lies. And I consider that as modern slavery, which no child should be subjected to. I know the pain I saw in the eyes of those girls, because then I was Commissioner for Women Affairs. So I could tell you that the pain was enormous when you hear them tell you their stories, when they are able to bring them back to our state. And so we don't want to go that way anymore. So we will ensure that they are properly trained, give them the right orientation, give them mentorship. When they have the right mentorship, a child will know that when somebody is telling you, if you go there, there's so much work. There's no free lunch in abroad. You have to really work. And so with this present government that is coming, we are going to engage our women, get them empowered, give them mentorship. And when you are empowered, you will become somebody that you can take good care of yourself. And if you have the right skill, you will be a part of those contributing to the development of the state.
Of the All Progressives Congress, right here, putting heads together with other people from Edo State to make sure that this election becomes a success for the political party. Good day, sir.
Good day. How are you?
Good to have you around.
Fine, thank you.
Okay, so what was the experience like coming to Edo State, and what pushed you all the way from Kebbi State to come here and be a part of this?
Right, thank you very much. Let me say good morning to all of the people of Edo State, and that of giving a beautiful thanks to the organizers of this very great occasion. I welcome everybody, especially the chairman of our great party and the organizers, especially the organizing secretary. It is paramount important for our party to participate in every activities, whatever, either state or local government of every where in the nation. And then in Edo State, because of what is exactly happening today, everybody has interest, if you are a party member of this party, that you should come and witness things yourself. We have a history formally of what has been done by Shomale on board. And then we later had a lot of scenario or stories of what is happening today. So we come to witness what is there and encourage our party members, especially our candidates for the coming September election, for the successful of our party. Actually, when I come on board, I met so many things that I've seen formally in the past years during the time of Shomale, is what is exactly on place. No modification, no structural, maybe development. And then even of what I have had, which I did not had before, is the issue of no, what you call job satisfaction to the people of the state, especially the civil servants. You see, the state can only develop when there is interaction between the people itself and that of the politicians who are leading the government. That interaction could be, what do you want to, and what have I done to you? what the Edo people want to has been done greatly by Ashomole. What they don't want to is what is in existence now. Go inside the city and see a famous city, well-known city of Benin, whereby formerly we are even when we were students, we wish to come to see, especially the universities they are having, you know, the educational area that has history. But today you come and see schools in shambles. You see the roads in shambles. So since the election now is coming, we should come to participate and tell the people of Edo, let them change to the positive person who is our candidate that is going to be voted.
Okay, but I would think I would get to ask everyone, almost everyone, the same question, because looking at it, this man came on board the All Progressives Congress. Was that a mistake?
Coming on board as
the current governor you're talking about,
yes,
who are complaining about,
yes,
he came on board the All Progressives Congress,
yes,
and later on cross-carpeted.
Yes, cross-carpeted too.
People's Democratic Party.
What it is very wrong on him because he knows that our party has a criteria. So not allow him to do what he has done now. So for that reason, he decided to shift to favoring party for him. And it's what he's doing now. He has a favoring situation that he can do what he wants to without any progress. Okay, or can you tell me any progress you have seen now? Just tell me too.
I ask the questions. You don't ask the questions.
No, let me just ask you. If there's anything you have seen now, follow this road, a famous road. You'll see what is ditches, just to fill them. And those roads were constructed by the former government, and it's not maintained. What can you say now? We should come and assist our people of Edo State to a positive change. And it's very wrong of, we were lucky, you know, our party was lucky. He could have been our party and destroy our party. So now we want to come back and continue where we have stopped and remold what has been done bad and go into the positive way.
Okay. So how important is a state election for a political party at the federal level?
State party is, state party or state election or state government. Now, I want to get a full meaning. What do you want? What do you want to say?
I mean, how important is this election at the federal level in such a way that you came all the way from?
It is very, very important. We are working for a Nigerian community. When there is problem, wherever you are, if you can assist to solve the problem, you can. Come and assist so that the problem will be solved. State is very, very important. Then, before you reach to the federal government, at least until when things go in shambles. But rightly, when the state is okay, look at what has happened recently. Insecurity problem because of this occasion coming. And even one of my friends among the opposition party called me that why should you come to Benin? Benin is in trouble. There is insecurity. There is so. I said, dead or alive, I must come and attend this occasion because I have interest. I have interest for Benin people. I have interest for Edo people. I have interest for this community. If I am to vote anywhere, I can come and vote here. So at least we will save our people from this great mistake. It is a great mistake done. And we pray God will help us to activate things to a way that people of this community will enjoy a government of APC.
All right. Sadiq Abubakar Oge, all the way from Kebbi State. Elections have consequences. Pay attention and make the right choice. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you.
I'm grateful.
All right, sir.
It's already tested. He's a senator, service senator, you know that. He's a grassroots person. He's a homegrown boy. So he knows the people. The people know him. Unlike the one that is coming from outside. We will not make that mistake again. So surely he must do well.
You're welcome, sir. Good afternoon. So I just want to know, how do you feel about this event today?
You know, it's a well-attended event, and you can see that the APC cut across the nooks and crannies of the state. just a testimony of that fact.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
It was a great conversation you had yesterday, and it's thought-provoking. How important is security in this election, and why do you think security has to be prioritized, and who should we hold accountable for anything that has to do with security or insecurity?
Well, as a state, it's understandable that there has to be security of lives and property if we must conduct our daily legitimate business, as it were, without inhibitions. But in the last 7 years, under the present administration, he has paid lip service to security and all manners of engagements that can deepen the conversation around security. We have kidnapping, we have armed robbery, we have court killings, and all of that. And Edo State is being put in the news for the wrong reasons, simply because we have a government that has become tyrannical, a government that has become so desperate, more or less like a democratic dictator, a government that has become conquistadorial and being unable to connect to the nexus of our homogeneity as a people. We love ourselves, we are one people, our culture, interlinks across all the 3 senatorial districts. We derive our inspiration from the Benin monarchy, whether you are Edo North, Edo Central, and even Edo South. There's something that binds us together as culture. A serious government will naturally exploit such kind of homogeneity of purpose to provoke conversations that will make us to be our brother's keeper. But this government has done so badly that there is a disconnect between the government and the people. There's disharmony, there's divide and rule, there's high-handedness, there's harsh disposition to issues of governance. And if you look at the antecedents of the man in the last 8 years, in APC, he fought virtually everybody before he was shown the exit door. In PDP, he came in and almost torpedoed the leadership. He wants to be called the leader of the party. He wants to dictate everything that happens in the party. He has his faction. Dan Obi, who is national vice chairman of the party for the South-South zone, has his own people. The legacy group also exists. You have the Philip Shabo group now. All of these indicating that there is a huge gap between the government and the people. And once you have those kind of scenarios, you are creating cracks that will deepen insecurity in the state. But if we were to be speaking with one voice and there's love, there's harmony, there's peace, then we can collectively submit our intelligence to the appropriate quarters and we believe that they will be acted upon. The incident that happened just on Thursday at the Benin airport was orchestrated by government, that is not in doubt. And we have since submitted a petition to the appropriate quarters, the Inspector General of Police, DSS headquarters, the President, the Vice President, Attorney General, for them to carry out a holistic investigation and ensure that the actors that we have listed, those that our eyewitness saw were shooting guns, will be brought to book. And so that the soul of the departed Inspector Akko will rest peacefully, because the man, died in line of duty. When his own institution, the institution of the police, as it were, represented by the Commissioner of Police in the state, Funsho Adeboye, decided to play the ostrich when he needed to act. He was at the airport. He was told that the exit gate had been blocked. A serious police officer of that rank would naturally call his men, mobilize them to that place to disperse them, knowing that a VIP, a candidate of the APC was coming, and the deputy governor of the state was also coming. So you don't escape through the entry gate of the airport because you are a CP and leave the exit gate, which is the natural course of event, in the hands of orchestrated militants called the Edo Security Network. So we are pained that the Obaseki administration has really altered our, positive mentality. Everything about the government is negativity. There was a time that Comrade Oshomole, former governor, two-time governor of the state, and now a senator, was even told not to come to Edo. And when he tried coming, they faced him with bullets. There was a time they went to his house trying to, bifurcate the road so that he won't have access to his home. There were times that some other persons were attacked. Lawrence Oka, secretary of the party, they bombed his house and all that. Everything about Obaseki is just all about negative indices. When you have conversations centered around all of these negative vibes, they don't, they take the government away from the people. And now he's desperately want to implant a successor. And he's finding it difficult. So he needs to be hostile. He needs to be desperate. He needs to be, what word will I even use? He just wants to ensure that he breathes down the throats of Edo citizens and indigents. But it doesn't work that way. So he's fighting with the palace. Today, tomorrow, he wants to balkanize the palace. He's propping up the energies to take the palace to court. Do you expect the Oba of Benin to go to court in the first instance with the kind of reverence that will place on him? If the the British invasion of 1897 could not, dominate the sanctity of the Benin monarchy, why do you think that an 8-year tenure of a governor would do that? If you don't accord the man respect for the fact that he's a king, accord the people respect because we are the subjects of the king. So if you don't respect your own king, other people outside will help you to disrespect him. You see, charity begins at home. And so we find the attitude and the conversation around the government of Edo State too hostile, too unfriendly, too unloving. And in such situation and such scenario, it will breed, insecurity, because when you are even given information, you can be accused of being a culprit. So we have a commissioner of police that have become partisan. And we said it loud and clear yesterday in our press conference. You have become partisan because you came to the airport because you knew that the deputy governor who has just been reinstated by courts of competent jurisdiction through a declarative judgment was coming. Now you were there, you were told, not once, not twice, that there are unholy movements outside the premises of the airport, outside the gate, the exit gate and all that. There was some kind of blockade. You didn't do anything as a chief security officer of the state. It's a commissioner of police. Some of you to just place a call and mobilize your men to come and disperse that. You wanted the government to show strength. Our candidate was not prepared to show. There was dubiety. People went to receive them. And it was coming to town for the event of today. And before you say Jack Robinson, they started shooting guns. And they were putting on uniform of Edo Security Network. And so we have footages. We have seen submitted to the police.
So in this instance now, who are you petitioning? Is it the Inspector General Police, the other security chiefs, the presidency?
We have petitioned all of those places you have mentioned. We address our petition to the Inspector General of Police because they need to know the character and the conduct of those they have sent to the state to be the ambassadors. And the police is not existing at its own behest. It's not existing because they want to exist. They exist because they have a constitutional role to play to protect persons, irrespective of their political affiliations, ethnic configuration, and even belief system. So when you now have head of such police system in the state being compromised and obviously partisan, then you should know that whatever you try to do, to deepen the conversation of security or even living as a citizen will be impaired by the kind of sentiments being canvassed by what stopped the police commissioner yesterday to call his men to come and disperse that crowd when he was told. If he wasn't told, it's a different thing. The fact that there's even a failure of intelligence and that kind of event could go on for more than 30 minutes and there was no response from the police means that they were complicit. And we have since told the president in our letter, told the IG and all that. We just pray that They won't paper this into under the carpet.
Okay.
We are praying that they will do investigation and sanctions, appropriate sanctions, to be meted out to the culprits of this. We have submitted names, about 21 names of those who are fomenting trouble in the state. They are Obasanjo's people. There are people who are in the EDO security network. There are people who are in the public works volunteer and all that. You don't train people, an internal militia, to be dealing with your own people.
Okay.
We are coming with peace. We want to govern Edo State peacefully.
Interesting. I listened to you yesterday. There was a point where you said, no one has
Monopoly of violence.
What does it mean?
What it means is that when I slap you now, and I choose to go biblical by turning the other cheek, it doesn't mean that I don't have the capacity to also slap you back. But I just choose to be biblical because I want. Jesus Christ said, you have to indulge and tolerate someone who has slapped you 70 times. But how many of us can do that? So the fact that you are wearing Edo security network uniform and you are carrying AK-47 or pump action and all that, killing your own people or shooting at your own people, does not mean that you are the only one who has the capacity to hold guns.
Okay, Prince Kasim Afebua, the lead consultant for the Edo State Campaign Organization. I mean, it's been an interesting conversation with him. Very brilliant talker. Thank you.
It's a pleasure always. I want to commend your platform for doing a good job.
Thank you so much, sir.
In fact, for even coming to the venue of this event and having this backroom conversation with some of our chieftains. Because if you don't give platform for people to talk and express their views, they will resort to self-help. And that's what we're telling the police and the relevant security agencies. You don't allow us to resort to self-help. We have the capacity to stand anything that Obasanjo is bringing, eyeball to eyeball, toe for toe, blow for blow. But we're not going to cultivate that part of infamy, the part that is defined by bloodshed. No, we want to govern Edo people peacefully. That's why you see our conduct has been very measured. Thank you very much.
All right, I give you the Director of Civil Society Organization Mobilization Director in Edo State. And at the national level, he's in charge of contact and mobilization. We're talking about Mr. Richard Lamai. Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you. So I'll ask you a question I've asked other people. You all look relaxed, like the campaigns are supposed to start today. But you guys don't look like you're stressing over anything. What's the secret?
Apparently, we have a government in power who believes in the sanctity of life. That's the government of APC at the national level, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And he has put the necessary machinery in motion to ensure that life and property are safeguarded during this period and even after this period. You will recall that prior to his coming into power, there was increase in the whole security situation in the country. But he has been doing a lot to ensure that has been reduced to a manageable level. So we also believe that even during this period of our campaigns, such should be able to benefit whatever we are doing.
So security, I understand, is a top priority, should be a top priority in the state here. What do you think, if the APC is given the opportunity to come back, what do you think they're going to do differently from the current government?
Firstly, policing is about community information. And when you put in economic paradigms in place to ensure that the people are less hungry than they were, they'll be in a position to give information regarding any security breaches in the area. Firstly, the APC government coming in, which is going to be manned by two people, you already know. One is the development expert, that's a person of Honorable Dennis Idahosa. We've all seen what he has been able to do, given his opportunity of being a member of the National Assembly. That's why they call him Mr. Project. And my friend, Senator Monde Apakomiza, who has done tremendously well with his personal wealth to empower his people and to empower almost using the Terra district where I come from. So these people coming in, we are going to see very, very remarkable improvement in the economic situations of Edo people.
Okay, so what are other reasons you feel like people need to vote the APC? What are other reasons?
I would say people make up political parties. and they require it as a vehicle to assess governance. I would really like to focus on the two persons who are going to be our flag bearers, given what they've been able to do with their little words, given what they've been able to do with their opportunities. I believe them coming in will ensure that whatever the president is doing at the federal level, is allowed to percolate to the state level. For instance, there's a little bit of hunger in the town, in the country, not just in the town. Last week we heard that the president released about 30 trucks of food items to each state. But we have a listening government. That government will ensure that each bag of rice will at least get to a needy family. So I believe our government coming in, which is a listening government, will do better than this current government. We have seen, has a whole lot of room for tremendous improvement in their capacities. I just drove through Benin, was it yesterday when it was raining? Everywhere was full with erosion. When the current governor, Adam Shomolo, was here, we know what he did, in trying to combat erosion. So a whole lot of indexes are going to be put in place to ensure that the people will know that there's a government in power.
All right, thank you, Mr.
Lawan.
Nice to meet you, sir. Thank you. It's been a brilliant conversation with you.
Thank you.
You have a great time.
Thank you very much.
And it's a pleasure to have Chief John Ehodage, one of the chieftains in the state here, who is going to tell us exactly how they are coordinating. Of course, one of the most important things he has to do is coordinating, mobilizing people in his constituency to see that the APC is successful in this election. Good morning, sir.
Morning, how you doing?
Fine, thank you. Good to see you. So also very relaxed. I think amongst all the most relaxed persons, I think you're the one I've seen so far. You look stress-free. Good to have you, sir. So what exactly are your plans in order to see that the APC wins this election? And how important is this election to the Edo people?
Yeah, that's good. When God have given you a plan, you don't need to work hard because victory is already yours. We are taking all necessary steps to ensure that the man on the grassroots is aware of his right, is aware of what is happening and about to happen in Edo State, because there's going to be a change of government in Edo State, and that can only be brought about by the PVC. So that is why we have gone to all nooks and corners of Edo State to make sure the people come out in mass to vote. And they are going to vote out PDP and Labour in this forthcoming election, September 21st. So we have put all our strategies in place and we are working.
In the last 8 years, we've had a PDP or someone who was in the APC move cross-carpeted to the People's Democratic Party. And how do you think his governance has affected the people of the state and the grassroots?
Okay, you see, partyism is all about policies. The APC policies are different from that of PDP. So he was with APC. Then he adopted APC policies. But now he's crossed over to PDP, he's adopting PDP policies, and that's failure. And that's why the state has been a very, very ridiculous state. APC coming in September 21st is going to implement APC policies, which is progress, prosperity for the people. The people of Edo State have seen poverty at its peak. Come September 21st, they are going to enjoy wet. APC is going to create wet for the people, not by giving them wealth, but they will create it for you, and you take it up from there and live with it. APC has come to stay in Edo State. So we don't have any issues about this, creating wealth, prosperity for the people. It's all about the people, creating prosperity for them. And that's it. Once you are prospering, development will come in eventually.
I'm always gender sensitive when it comes to issues, most especially around politics. And that's why we have Dr. Mrs. Tawa Idubor, a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress from Ovia Northeast local government area of Edo State. And let's get to hear from her why women and of course children need to be represented in governance. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
You look good. You look great.
Thank you for the compliments.
You're welcome, man.
Thank
So,
you.
why do you think people need to come out in mass and vote the EPC?
People generally, or women and children? Which one?
Of course.
You are missing the two.
Everybody, but you are representing women.
Let me start by telling you why I think people of Edo State should vote for APC. I will just mention three. Number one is the fact that in the area of Edo State where I am from, our Oba is our second god. The present government does not have regard for him. He's always antagonizing him. He doesn't have respect for him. And any right-thinking Edo person should not look his way. And that is why I am already a member of APC. That is why I am conversing, going around like a Jehovah's Witness to tell anybody who cares to listen to me the reason why it should be Monday Okbebole. That is number one. Number two, politics is local. Why is it local? Because you have to really go to the grassroots to get people to work for you. A situation where you look around the whole of Edo State and you feel there is nobody fit to govern us, you go out to as far as Lagos State to get a foreigner to come and govern us, it will not work. A man that cannot even speak his language, a man that needs an interpreter to talk to his people when he goes out to campaign to people, a man that has never registered in Edo State, not to talk of voting for somebody in Edo State, cannot rule us, cannot be our governor. By that action, does Godwin Obaseki mean that we don't have competent hands in Edo State? Before now, what has Aswen Igodalu done in his locality? How many people has he empowered? Just because he knew he would be contesting, about a year ago, he started visiting home and trying to empower people. You don't do that. Thirdly, there's what we call stomach infrastructure. You don't say you want to organize a function in Edo State, you go to Lagos to get caterers. You empower us. PDP does not do that. They don't do that. We have people, we have youth, we have men, we have women. You have to empower our women. There's this slogan that when you train a woman, you train a nation. If you empower a woman, even if the husband does not give her upkeep, she will be able to run the house at least to some extent. There are a lot of women that are educated and they have no job. Education is not everything. There are a lot of them that have this skill, but they are not empowered. The two people we are presenting this time in my party, the person of Senator Monday Okbebolo and Honorable Dennis Dawosa, who happens to come from my own constituency, they are workers.
it right here because women are getting to talk. We have Honorable Barrister Mrs. A. Tohan right here. And of course, she's going to lend her voice to the campaign team, or to the campaigns rather, because it just started today. Good morning, ma'am. Good to have you.
Good morning, and how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I see that you're all ready for all of this.
Very well.
So what's on ground now? How do we get APC to win this election?
There's a lot to talk about because we have suffered a lot for the last 8 years, or approximately 8 years, by this present government of PDP. They have been nothing to write home about. They have no respect for women, no respect for children. You go to schools, you see children are sitting on the floor. The legacy that Adansa Shomole left behind is no more maintained. Even if you go to the King's Square as we speak now, please record it before you go back and see that the place is torn, garbage dump. The grass is there, everything is so messed up. When Adansa Shomole was in government, the place was being maintained. You have spring and all the many activities going on, being the heart of the city. Then the fact that people of the state have been neglected. Every contract is given to people from outside the state. There's no development. The roads, erosions, everywhere you come to GRA when it rains is unpassable. There are many things the man has done that has made the value and the standard of this state to reduce more than 60% from where Oshomole left it. So we want development in this state. We like the person of Senator Mode Okpebolo, who even without being a governor, he's been affecting the life of the people in his community positively, creating boreholes, elevating their standard, taking care of securities where there have been threats to women going to the farms and all that. And he's done a lot, creating schools, mobility for students to move from one place to another, particularly University of Edo State, Ekpoma, free transportations all over the place. So we want somebody that can bring out money from his hard-earned income to affect the life of the people when he's not even called to be a governor or a senator. Because of his generosity, the people in his community had to drag him, the whole official land, say, come and represent us in the Senate. He said he's not a politician. He said, whether you are a politician or not, because you have been affecting the life of the people positively, we want to show appreciation. That's why he was put to accept the candidacy for Senate, which he got, and he has been there for about a year. And APC look at him and say, this is the kind of person we want in the state, that will have impact on the people of the state, both women, men, and youths, so that they will all feel and have a sense of belonging.
Welcome back. We have Honorable EJ right here, a former House of Reps member, and of course, one of the federal commissioners at the Code of Conduct Bureau. Welcome, sir. Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
Elections are starting. How important is this to the people of Edo State?
Well, of course, it's very, very important because we need a state that should be viable, that should put the people first, that should bring dividends of democracy to the union of the people, the women, the elderly, the men, the youth. Today, there's nothing to write home about. If you talk about the infrastructural development, it's in state of comatose. The roads are bad. The healthcare system is nothing to write home about. The educational system, of course, as you can see, where students today are sitting on the floor, no chairs, nothing, no roof. And in the 21st century, we are talking about Edo best, it should be Edo worst. You're talking about the educational system, just look at it. The roads are not motorable. When it rains, GRA becomes a river Obaseki. So, and these are the things that some of us, a man that does not respect his own traditional king, that is the Oba of Benin, of course to us, the Benins, our Oba is second to none. Is our God here, second God on earth. So when you disrespect our father, that means you have no respect for all of us. So why should we respect you? You're talking about a governor, for God's sake, money that have been allocated, federal allocation given to Edo State. I tell you, a lot of them gone to voicemail. So there's always a judgment day, and judgment day is around the corner, where he have to answer what happened to the funds due to the people, to put the people, to bring dividends of democracy to the people, to elevate, to make Edo State an amiable state. That today, Edo State is in the reference point in a bad situation, bad condition, where 14 members, House of Rep and House of Assembly elected. At the end of the day, he refused to swear them in. And when you look in every ramification, you begin to lament, what are we talking about? A man that is a serial betrayer. He betrayed APC, he betrayed PDP. So it's like somebody that doesn't appreciate. So everyone that supported him, that gave him ladder, what does he do? He pushed them down, destroyed them. Even giving employment to our mothers, our sisters, our fathers, our youth. He goes outside the state. Even you just heard one of our honorable sisters say, even catering, just catering, he goes outside the state to bring people. Come on, this is not how you govern. So that is why we have somebody, distinguished Senator Monday Gbewolo, before becoming a politician, he took everything upon himself to help the needy, giving succor to the downtrodden, helping these people in the Edo Central, building roads, giving water to them, giving scholarship to men and youth. And at the end of the day, he was not a politician. So today, his own people call upon him that we want you. Even when he was looking for people to go and contest, he couldn't find anybody. Until himself, he was told that you go and try. And guess what? His people came out en masse and voted for him. He's a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria today. And today he's our candidate, the governorship candidate of APC, by the grace of God, because the grace of God is upon his life. He's going to be the next governor of Edo State. I believe in him. I have confidence in him. I have been a member of House of Reps. I know what it takes, not only to move motion to sponsor bill, but to affect people, to make laws that will be a law that will reflect the concerns of all Nigerians. And I believe that he will make Edo State greater and better with his deputy, Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, who is also, we call him Project. He does project. I know him. I know what it takes to govern. I know what it takes to legislate. I have been there. If you're talking about business, I have been there. I have tested, I've gone everywhere. But I'm saying Edo State is backward as a result of a bad man that we thought he was a messiah. He's now bringing somebody who has been a part of him, his advisor, that have helped to loot the treasury of this state. And we are going to stop him. By the grace of God Almighty, Edo State deserves the best. Edo State should be among the leading state in this country. So I am appealing to all sons and daughters, home and abroad, because my brothers and sisters living in diaspora always believe, at the time they said talk back, 4+4, but it has ended in fiasco. So that is why the slogan now of Fone, his era is coming to an end. He's going to leave, and whoever is supporting, he's bringing, is as bad as Obaseki. So this is just the position of Edo people. Once beaten to Asha, he has beaten us. He has ridiculed the people. He has ridiculed the youth. He has ridiculed the women, the market women, all the market that were born. He promised heaven and earth. Today, those markets are ready to talk about. He have left them in lamentation. And we don't want to live in lamentation. We want to live in progress. We want to live in sustainable achievement. And in those states that we used to know for good things, greater things, people like Dr. Eso Gbemuda, blessed memory, brought to Edo State. People like Foloncho Abrosali, brought to Edo State. People like Comrade Adams Oshomole, brought to Edo State. We deserve to have the best. Edo State, we don't carry last. Edo State, we're hardworking people. All over the world, if you see an Edo man, anywhere, he's a hardworking man. That is what I stand for. That is why I'm supporting distinguished Senator Monday Gbewolo as the next governor of Edo State by the grace of God.
So the interesting thing is, this is my first time in Edo State, and coming in here, I was expecting to see something different. But I found out that these people are actually lovely. They're calm. They're friendly. You ask questions, they're ready to lead you. It's an amazing state. But remember, elections have consequences. Vote wisely. Thank you.
Now, let me just drop this, please. Do you know what happened here? What happened a few days ago?
No.
Where the governor organized the vigilante group, tried to murder, to kill our candidate at the airport. That his orderly was killed. Our governorship candidate orderly was killed because they wanted to kill our candidate. Is that what you want to bring his old co-host as well to come and replace him? Come on, you can't turn Edo State to a mockery place, to a dead horse. So we deserve the best.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Honorable. Good to have you. Joining us on the Bridge Talk is one strong figure politically in the state. We have Pastor Ezeyam right here with us. Good day, sir.
Thank you.
Good to see you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
How have you been?
I'm okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so this conversation is centered about around the people of Edo State and the forthcoming election. So what do you think are the yearnings of the people and the reasons why this government needs to be changed?
Well, we've had almost 8 years of the PDP, and in spite of the very long promises, nothing has been achieved. Our infrastructure has deteriorated to the extent that we can't even access our homes, and the 3 senatorial districts have become totally impossible to go. Again, there's so much insecurity. There are no jobs. Hospitals do not exist anymore. Our university, State University, Ambrose Ali University, has more or less been run down completely. So when you look at the vital sectors, there's nothing to write home about. People are very disappointed. And now that they have the opportunity to elect another governor, what they want is somebody that they can trust, somebody who will be honest, somebody who will truly do what he says he wants to do. That is basically the challenge of this election, somebody they can trust. Yeah.
So, the current governor, he became a governor under the All Progressives Congress. And do you think that was a mistake?
Do you think what?
Do you think that was a mistake? He became a governor under the All Progressives Congress before he crossed capital.
Without the APC, there's no way he would have been governor. He rode on the back of the APC to be governor. And because of what has become a character trait, fighting those who helped him to power, appropriating government as a personal property, that is why he left the APC. And that is what has also led to the collapse of the PDP that he came to. Today we are receiving the legacy PDP, those who were originally there, who welcomed him. We are welcoming them. And even those who followed him, like the deputy governor, you can see him coming back. So practically, he has shown ingratitude to all those who helped him, whether they are in the APC or they are in the PDP, whether they even went back with him to the PDP or those who welcomed him. The story is the same. So clearly, if the people had known what they know now, there's no way he would have been elected. And so, for such a person talking about bringing a successor is something that people see like trying to wish for affliction to come back a second time. So for many people, they've had a terrible experience and they don't want it to repeat itself.
Interesting. So what are the character traits of the APC's candidate that you think make him suitable for this job?
Well, what has endeared him to a lot of people, first and foremost, is his philanthropy. Somebody who, when he was not even in public office, used his hard-earned money to solve so many public problems, to support his people, provide basic amenities. You can't say that for the present governor, neither can you say that for the person that he has brought forward as a candidate of his party. But our candidate, one thing you can't take away is that for a long time now, he has been consistent in doing good. He has sunk boreholes, he has renovated schools, he has even tarred roads, he has given scholarships. And when the people had problems with insecurity, he was in the forefront of those who supported with millions and at the same time gave them vehicles. So he has a track record of compassion, a track record of service, a track record of philanthropy. couple that with his humility, his respect for elders and even his mates and even younger ones. And when you compare that to the arrogance and the disrespect we see in the present government, it's like a shining light. It's like an answered prayer. This is the kind of person that we want. Somebody who is humble, somebody who is respectful, somebody who delights in doing good, somebody who loves our people, a homeboy, somebody who wants to make a difference. That's what he represents, and that is why a lot of people are so, supportive of his, candidature. And it's our prayer that God will make him the governor of our state.
And then you heard from him, and that is it. So one thing stands out in all of this conversation we've had so far. The candidate. Everybody has been talking about his humility, his philanthropy. Think wisely. Vote wisely. Thank you, sir. It's good having you.
Thank you very much.
You have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Ibrahim Ali Balogun all the way from Lagos State, who is here to campaign for the EDO State APC as the election campaigns kick off. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
So, what's the experience moving all the way from Lagos just to be here for this election?
Well, thank you very much for having me here. I think it's a pleasure. EDO election is as important to us like Lagos election, and that's why we're here. You know, when you look at the history, the Lagos, the Edo, historically we are one, and what we want, what we are praying for is that what we have in Lagos, we want something much more better in Edo State. And that is why we believe that the only party that can do that is APC. The only party that sets agenda, that sets a roadmap, for any government is APC. So that's why we are here to support our brother that is vying for the position of governor in Edo State, Senator Monday, and also Honorable Dennis. So that's why we are here.
As a young person, give us reasons why the youths need to come out en masse and support the APC.
Absolutely. When you look at these, let me take it from the top. When you look at this present administration led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you discover that this government is all about the youth. The agenda, the positions, the work that the president is doing. One very important thing that I do tell people, when you look at this administration, is all about the youth. Is all about the youth in terms of the manifesto, in terms of what the president is planning to do, in terms of also, trying to clear the road, trying to make things, put things in place for us, that will be of help for us in the future. One of it is, that is very important that we need to look at as a youth. A data protection bill was assented to by the president. Now, we have a Data Protection Act. Now, what that means is, when you have a Data Protection Act, you are safe, your data is safe to you. Technologically, whatever you are doing, is safe to you. Whatever anybody do anything that is wrong, does anything that is wrong, you can take it up with that person. Now, that's one of it. When you look at the numbers of ministers that we have, the ministers, the president, what he did was to put the round peg in round holes. Now, the minister for youth, the two of them are basically youth. They are less than, they are below 40. They are below 40. Now, the Minister for Communication, Digital Economy and Innovation is also a youth. When you look at all the ministries where you need to put the round peg around those, all the people that we have are youth. And that is what APC is known for, and that is what we do. The youth, it's all about the youth because they are the leader of today and the leader of tomorrow. This election is very important to us. It's very, very important to us because historically, like I said, you can't take EDO away from Nigeria. So we need more development. We need people because government is not all about an individual. Government is all about institution. It's all about people. You can't do it alone. And the party where you can get, people that understand governance, because APC is a government of intellectuals and people that understand governance. So if you really want to succeed, as a candidate, you need, or as an individual, you need to run on the platform of APC. And that is why we are here, to support our brother and make sure that he emerge the governor of Edo come a few months' time.
All right, if you look at it critically, he was talking, I was smiling. When he said, it is very important to Nigeria, all that kept coming to my mind was Rema or Simen, like Edo State. You can't even take it away from Nigeria. Make the right choice. Politics, elections have consequences. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well done. God bless you.